Hello viewers, we are with Mr. Amit Gujral. He's the marketing head as well as general manager for the mobile division at LG India. We are going to ask him some questions related to the mobile phones, LG and wearable products, and what have been the journey and what do we see in the near future from LG India. Mr. Gujral, a warm welcome to Intellect Digest. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you.
My first question to you related to LG India is that how much of market share does LG enjoy at present? The reason my first question is around business,
Sure.
not tech, is that I want to give a perspective to where the LG stands today.
Sure.
Because I personally believe I have experienced LG products and I like them very much.
Thank you.
So where does it stand today and what is the vision going forward in next 2 to 3 years?
Sure. For all the audience there, I'm happy to share that we are global number 3 smartphone player.
Okay.
Right? And this is not a new phenomenon. We had been enjoying this status thanks to our global audiences, our global consumers who have been using our products from time to time. And the journey typically for India is a very young, very fresh journey. I must say that. Way back, not so far back, in 2012, we have decided that in this very country we will launch only smartphones. We will not launch any feature phones, right? And we said that we would love to be an organization where the entire value chain in the system, right from the company to distributors, the dealers and sub-dealers and the consumer are profitable. Right, and we had to take some harsh calls in 2012 where we said, let us start the journey afresh from top 10 cities of the country. And today, as we speak, we are operating out of 120 cities. So since then on, after reviving our policies, we have never looked back. And the journey has been truly remarkable, very healthy, very morale boosting, thanks to two things. Number one, thanks to our technologically very advanced products. Two, thanks to the consumers of this country. They have really joined us hand in hand, and that made us possible to grow double digits year after year. So that's where we stand today. And a vision forward is, on numbers if I say, I think sky's the limit, right? But more towards, we would love to be at the maximum hearts. We would love to be in maximum hearts of our consumers. And that's where the success is, and we strongly believe in that.
So I wish you all the best with
you.
that vision, because I've experienced products from LG in the last 2-3 years and I really appreciate the quality as well as the features that they bring. I'm personally a big fan of the LG Nexus 5, which you built along with Google. And I really like that product. I think it's one of the most well balanced and in terms of form, design and functionality, one of the best products that I have experienced so far. It may not be excellent in all the fields, but it's a very good balance.
Okay.
So my next question is related to Nexus 5 only, because I am personally a fan of Nexus 5 and I'm sure many of our viewers have also experienced Nexus 5 and they appreciate the quality and functionality it brings. So I think that was a game changer for LG in smartphone space. It brought LG back to the mainstream. It was already in mainstream, but smartphone, it has won more than ever. The consumer confidence with the LG Nexus 5. So do we see something happening on the same lines again? And how has Nexus 5 been for LG?
Rohit, first of all, thank you for liking Nexus 5. And I think for you and for all the audience there, it's a very welcoming news which I'm going to just share in terms of what was the reason for a very reputed company called Google to join hands with LG for 2 Nexuses back to back. Nexus 4 came from LG, Nexus 5 came from LG, right? The reasons were the G series of smartphones from LG. The kind of form factor, the kind of hardware, the kind of functionalities which the Optimus G the Optimus G2, they hold it, right? That is what we won over the confidence of a company like Google. And we joined hands together for their Nexus programs for Nexus 4 and Nexus 5. Right? So, Nexus 5 collab with Google has been a very fortunate thing, for sure. We got to learn, I'm sure that even Google had learned from us. We learned from Google. So, it was a good journey. It's still an ongoing journey. And for a program called Nexus, it's the Google who decides where do they want to take the program. For Google, Nexus is not a device, it's a theme, it's a concept, right? So where do they want to take this concept and this theme forward? I think we all are waiting, watching for it.
Right.
I can only share that, yes, we had been very happy to be collaborating with Google on Nexus 4, Nexus 5. We are feeling good because the reasons for that to happen were our main line G series smartphones.
And something related to Nexus is that Nexus 5 and G2 come very close in terms of specs. And they are very close also in terms of price band. So do you see competition happening between these two siblings, I would say? So these are products both from LG, but Nexus is programmed by Google, so you manufacture in collaboration with Google as Google branded products. So do you see G2 and other G series getting impacted?
No, they went hand in hand. There are certain offerings on G2 which are more than the Nexus 5.
Agree.
I talk about camera.
I've experienced it and I've seen.
If I talk about the Nexus 5 camera and the G2 camera, we came with a concept called OIS, the optical image stabilization, which people have never experienced before in smartphones. And that was the key difference between Nexus 5 camera and the G2 camera. Similarly, when we went to the global audiences, the consumers, we found a very, very phenomenal need of bringing about a change in the form factor which makes the phone usage simpler and less error prone. And we came with a concept called rear key, which is also in G3, as you can see here.
Yes.
This began from G2. Why this happened? It was not like we were trying to challenge some design barriers, or we wanted to prove that there's something which is unique. It was totally driven by a simple need. If any of the audiences here or any of us, just hold your phone and see how do you hold your phone. Can you hold the phone for me? Which finger rests on the back of the phone?
The index finger.
The index finger.
Yes.
Right? And suppose you get a call now, and because you are with me in an interview, you want to reduce the volume of the call.
Yes.
What do? You use your thumb or the fingers or the other hand to locate the volume rocker.
Right.
However, with the index finger which is resting on the back, with a single key, you can reduce the volume.
Right.
Okay, so it was a wonderful insight from consumers, what we learned, and we brought in G2. That was different from Nexus 5.
Right.
So it was not a competition to each other. I think they both complemented. So that's how I would like to put it across.
And I think both are from LG, so
yes, both are from LG.
LG will be happy if
yes.
One sells more than other, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
We were happy. Yes, we were happy because we got fantastic, phenomenal consumer response on both the products.
Right.
And that's what makes us most happy. If our consumers are really satisfied with what they were looking for the devices and they got it.
Right. And I personally believe that it brought a choice to them because Nexus interface is very different from what you offer on the LG G2. And the G2 user interface and functionality and the way you interact with phone is different on both of the
features.
devices.
There are small features, which are so handy. For example, if I talk about the guest mode, it's just such a simple feature. And it's all started from a basic need of keeping things secure. Okay, suppose you are sitting in a gang of friends, right? And somebody just snatches your phone. You have protected your phone with your pattern lock or number lock, something. I'm so close to you, you can't deny me your lock. So what you do, you simply tap in your code and unlock the phone for me. And I have the complete access to your phone.
Right.
People were really very, wanting something that without disturbing our friendship, can I still hide something from you? And we gave you guest mode. What it does is, it's a second locking pattern which coexists with your primary locking pattern. So suppose I'm sharing my phone with you, I'd say, Rohit, this is my phone, you take it here. I draw a pattern. But that pattern is my second pattern, what we call guest mode. When that pattern is entered, I have enabled only camera, some memo, address book kind of thing, that's it. You have no access to my images, no access to my videos, and then I don't have any kind of uncomfort feeling of sharing my phone with you.
Right.
So these are small things which we all enabled in the LG UI, what we call user experience, and those all were available from G2 onwards, which are now available on all our phones. That's the beauty there. If I talk about my L series, the LG L series, L70, L80, L90, they have all such features in the mid-range.
That's a good proposition.
Yes.
Also, another thing I want to ask is, since we have multiple platforms for smart OS and Android being the most popular as of now, do you want to foray into any other smartphone operating system other than Android as well, or not looking into it?
Okay, I'll tell you, this OS adoption is totally driven by consumers.
Right.
Okay. So, have you heard Firefox?
Yes.
Okay. A market called Latin America did show the desire to have some kind of a differentiating OS. For that very market, we launched 3 devices on Firefox.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, I'm just trying to say that it is not the manufacturers. Okay. It's the consumer. What are they feeling convenient with? What kind of services they get out of OS? And hence the decision to use OS A or OS B. So right now, I think in India, we all are mostly consuming Android,
Right.
and hence it is the foray of Android devices from all of us.
Right. So your focus will be Android because consumers want Android.
Absolutely, yes.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. My next question is about something that is right there on your wrist.
Oh,
So
the G-Watch.
I'm going to talk about wearable technology. It's catching up like anything,
Sure.
and I'm really a big fan of it. I have tested some wearable products. How do you see this space growing going forward, and how do you see India as a market for wearable? How mature is it for wearables? Means when do we see wearables becoming as common as a Bluetooth headset?
You have a wonderful question where I have an audience for answer for you and your audience. I have a wearable Bluetooth headset.
Right.
Okay, and this is something which I think is first time somebody will see here live on your channel. Look at the way it is.
Okay.
I don't have to hang around my Bluetooth cables, and it's simply with just a push of button, it goes inside. Okay. Wearables, I think, is definitely a future.
Right.
Why it is a future? I think even your audiences would be interested in knowing it. It's all about comfort. I have been talking this some time back also, and my strong belief is that people, at least who have seen the cars coming in the last 1 year, you have your complete car audio, air conditioning control on the steering.
Yes.
What it does to you?
Brings comfort.
It just adds to your comfort. You
Right.
don't even have to fiddle around with the music box to change the volumes or change the tracks. You don't have to look for the AC knob while driving. comfortably on the steering, you are changing temperature, changing volume, changing tracks. Same is the concept for wearables. I'm wearing LG watch. Any message coming in, any WhatsApp, any Facebook, any Gmail, any call coming in, after using this, I have stopped looking into my phone. I just look around and see what's happening.
Right.
So it has really removed the need even for me to discomfort my hand to go to pocket and take out the phone. So wearables are driven by the need of comfort. And it's surely going to go a long way. We will see new form factors in wearables. The way the usage of phones changed from the keyboard driven phones to all touch phones. Right? Wearables will take the same shape tomorrow.
How long do you think it will take when they become very common? Because it also depends a lot on the price points. Right now they are like as expensive or as pricey as a mid-range smartphone.
See, this thing holds good for any technology-driven products. When the technology is new, definitely the adaptation is small, and hence the cost of producing the technology is high.
Right.
You wouldn't have imagined a smartphone 5 years back available at 4,000 rupees.
Right.
Today it's available. Right? So same holds true for any new technology-driven products. Today, wearable has just begun. By the time the mass adoption happens, definitely it is going to help ease the price pressure.
Right.
Because the production is going to happen in that much of bulk.
Do you think India is as important a market for wearables as any Western countries where technology adoption is much faster?
We as Indian are important for anything and everything. I don't say that for a product or a product is important. No. I say we as Indians are important to consume any product. And surely the way we have done in the past, we would show to the world our power.
Well framed. Very well framed. So I see wearables catching up because I personally want to invest in a good smartwatch. Probably buy it very soon. I have tested a few products and like them very much, especially with the Android Wear coming in and becoming more of a standardized platform. It will actually help.
Yeah, the watch I'm wearing is the world's first Android Wear watch.
Yes, the G watch.
Yeah. So why it is becoming standardized? Because when most of the users are on Android OS, and Android Wear is from the same house of Google.
Yes.
Right? So there's a compatibility given.
Right, because we have seen
compatibility is assured.
Right.
So this G watch you can pair with any smartphone from any vendor, which houses Jelly Bean and above operating system.
That's very important for success of a product because then you have an entire ecosystem.
Yes.
Rather than designing it for a specific phone.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to have a standardized platform.
True.
And that will also help in bringing down the cost and technology adoption because
Absolutely.
you have more standardized parts.
Absolutely.
And now my last question may not be very technical, but how well is the G3 doing globally and in India? Because I have experienced the product. I believe that it's one of the most wonderful products that come with a very brilliant display. Among very few phones that come with Quad HD display as of now when we are talking.
There is none.
Okay, there are few.
There is none in the India.
Yeah, none in India.
None for the audiences here. It's only G3, which is 4 times your HD, the Quad HD resolution. Right.
But how good has been the adoption? Because I see that, like being a buyer, if I have to buy a high-end phone, I would probably buy something like a G2. While may not invest too much extra to go for a Quad HD display. So how do you see the adoption happening and when do you see Quad HD becoming mainstream on smartphones?
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank everybody watching this video who I'm sure majority of them are my G3 users. G3 in performance is double of what we saw in G2. So thank you. And as I told, this G series is a phenomena for us. It's a theme for us, and this theme is triply, absolutely driven by our consumers. When we talked about G2, we said learning from you. It was not a slogan. We had spent our time, money, energy into truly learning from people and bringing about what they intend to do from the phone into the phone. We went back again to them and we conceived G3 with a very simple thought. People said, today, most of the things I do on my smartphone. But still, smartphones are complex to handle. To perform a job, I need to fiddle around 2-3 steps. So we patiently heard them and we conceived G3 under the theme called Simple is the New Smart. And if you are using G3, I'm sure you have observed for a lot of things for which in the past you needed 2-3 steps, on G3 it's one step.
Yeah. One thing which I love the most about this one is that it has a very well organized clip tray. So that copy paste operation.
There are a lot of things.
One of the most common operations on a smartphone.
There are a lot of things.
Yes. So this is one of the simple feature which I really use every time, every day, and I really like it. And there are many more like these, as you mentioned.
For example, I think the world is obsessed with selfies.
Yes.
What we heard from people that selfie is self-portrait, right? And presumably, as a human being, I want to look most beautiful when I shot myself. True? You don't want to appear ugly in any of your photographs.
Right.
True? That small learning gave us a thought to bring about selfie without pressing any buttons. And that's what I saw on G3. It's a simple gesture. Show your palm, make the fist. It gives you 3 seconds to pose. So no handshakes, no use of second hand to press a button. Very simply, you are smartly posing and getting a selfie. Well, it's a small insight, but really was so useful. And people have really enjoyed it. And you shall see selfie with the same G3 selfie coming on to our new lineup.
Okay. And before closing this, I want to ask you, what's the next big thing that you think is going to come from LG, or any insights that you want to give us on your roadmap in near future, say next 6 months?
Oh, sure. We will have a series of G series phones, starting with G3 Beat very soon, which is a mini version of G3, a 5-inch device basically. We'll have G3 stylus. So all the features, functionalities of G3 getting into the siblings. What we did from G2 to L series, we are bringing G3's all premium UX into mid-segment phones, like the G3 Beat and G3 stylus. So that's something very immediate. And we'll have the roadmap across price points, starting from 6,000 rupees to 60,000 rupees price point. And once again, I think from your portal, I would love to thank consumers for taking us not in their pockets but in their hearts. Thank you so much.
Do we also see bigger screen devices, Phablets or something like that?
Well, Phablets, I think
6 to 7 inch or something like that.
Sure, first of all. But again, there's a difference here. There is a very thin line of differentiation between what we call a phablet and a tablet. Today, devices with 5 inches, 5.5 inches, 6 inches, what you term as phablets, they are pretty much doing everything what a tablet should do. So we never wanted to bring about another tablet in the market, in the crowd. So whenever LG brings a tablet, it will carry something unique which will justify why someone has to carry a tablet in spite of carrying a phablet.
We'll look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to meet you again with that.
Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure that your valuable insights must have helped our viewers know more about LG and their future plans. If you have any more questions or queries for Mr. Gujral, you can leave some comments below this video. We'll get back to them with your queries and we'll get them answered. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to press the thumbs up button below this video and please make sure you subscribe to our channel for more such videos. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.